Hey there, my name is Akash and I'm founder of akashkorea.com, which is a website where I share with you my best tools and tips on productivity, persuasion, and public speaking. I'm also the #1 best-selling author of the book, How Successful People Think Differently. Over the next 15 or so minutes that we have together, I'll be sharing with you my best insights on success. The tools that I'll be sharing with you are scientifically proven to help you achieve success both in your personal life as well as your business life. To start off, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and grab a pen and a piece of paper. Go ahead and do that right now. Got it? Perfect. On that piece of paper, I want you to first write down a personal goal that you want to achieve for yourself. What do you want to achieve in your personal life? Maybe you want to exercise more. Or perhaps you want to wake up earlier, which is a goal that I have. Or maybe you want to eat healthier. Again, another goal that I've set for myself. What is that personal goal that you'd like to achieve in your life? Go ahead and write that down right now. Great. Now that you've done that, I want you to go ahead and write down a business goal that you've set for yourself. What is it that you'd like to achieve in your business? Maybe you'd like to increase profits by 20%. Or maybe you'd like to get funding for your business idea. Whatever your goal is for your business, go ahead and write that down. Now, keeping both your business goal and your personal goal in mind, let me ask you a question. Do you think people's intelligence, talents, and abilities are fixed? Or can they be changed and developed over time? Let me repeat the question. Do you think people's intelligence, talents, and abilities are fixed? Or can they be changed and developed over time? Think about that question very carefully, because it can dramatically impact your success level in life. Now, hold on to that answer for just a second. We'll come back to that. Dr. Carol Dweck, who's a professor at Stanford University and the author of the book Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. By the way, that's a brilliant book in case you haven't read it. Well, Dr. Carol Dweck has conducted decades worth of research showing that there's two types of mindsets, a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. Now you ask, Akash, what's the difference between the two? Good question. Thank you for asking. A person with a fixed mindset is someone who believes that their abilities are fixed. They believe that they have a certain amount of talent and that's it. As a result, they avoid challenges because they don't want to risk failing. They view failure as a negative judgment of their abilities. They reject criticism and negative feedback, even when it's useful, because they regard it as a criticism of themselves instead of the abilities that they have. What's more is that they regard effort as fruitless, because after all, if they have to put in effort to succeed, then it means they're not intelligent enough. Now, I don't know about you, but I know several people in my life who seem to have a fixed mindset. Do you know anyone in your life who has a fixed mindset? Okay, what about someone with a growth mindset? A person with a growth mindset is someone who believes that their intelligence and their abilities can be developed, that they can be trained. They readily embrace challenges because they view the challenge as an opportunity to improve themselves and to develop new skills. What's more is that their self-image is not tied to their success. They view failure and negative feedback as an opportunity to learn. They view effort, and this is very important, they view effort as a necessity for improving their skill set, for building their business, for developing that new skill, whatever it is. Their self-image is tied to how much effort they put in. not to whether or not they succeed or fail. Instead of trying to prove how good they are, they focus on getting better. Now here's a very important question for you. Which of the two mindsets best describes you? Do you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? According to the research conducted by Dr. Carol Dweck, she found that people who have growth mindsets are more successful in life, in business as well as in their personal life, than people who have a fixed mindset. Why? Very simply, it's because people with a growth mindset will put in the effort, they'll take on new challenges, they'll try out new things, and they'll keep persevering even when they fail. People with fixed mindsets, on the other hand, well, they avoid challenges, they avoid risks, they don't want to encounter failure, they reject criticism, they don't put in effort, and as a result, obviously, they don't achieve the level of success that someone with a growth mindset does. Now, looking at your personal goal and your business goal, which mindset do you have? Are you looking at your goals through a growth mindset lens or a fixed mindset lens? Are you telling yourself that you can get better over time and learn how to achieve your goal, even when you sometimes fail, but that you'll keep on continuing to put in the effort until you achieve your goal? Or are you telling yourself that you can't achieve that goal because perhaps you were not born with the ability or you were not born with the talent like person X was? You see, what I've found in my research is that the most successful people in their lives, both in business and personal, are the ones who put in the effort and who view their goals through a growth mindset, not through a fixed mindset. Okay, so now you're asking me, Akash, how do I develop a growth mindset? What if I'm someone who has a fixed mindset? The good news is that now that you know the difference between the two mindsets, you can consciously make a decision about which mindset you want to develop. When you get the opportunity to try on a new challenge, instead of feeling threatened by the prospect of failure, choose to take on the new challenge. Consciously choose to view the challenge or obstacle as a learning opportunity. When you find yourself wanting to prove how smart or talented you are, snap yourself out of that mindset. Instead, focus on how much effort you're going to put in. Instead of rewarding yourself for your successes, take pride in how much effort you put in, even when you fail. Because that's how you'll learn to develop a growth mindset. Now, to prove that point, in a study that was conducted by Dr. Carol Dweck and Lisa Blackwell, they took a group of students. Now, these are low-achieving 7th graders, and they're split into two groups. One group attends a study skills session that shows them how to improve their memory, and it teaches them study skills. The other group attends a session where they learn that intelligence and talents are like muscle and that they can be developed over time. So, at the end of the study, which of the two groups do you think managed to make the most improvement? Was it the group that were taught the memory improvement, or was it the group that were taught that talents and abilities can be developed? In other words, they were taught about the growth mindset. Well, it turns out that the students who attended the memory skill session showed no improvement. However, the students who were taught to adopt the growth mindset, to view challenges and failures as learning opportunities, had increased motivation and, over time, received better grades than the other group. So, knowing the research on this mindset, I want you to train yourself to adopt the growth mindset. Every time as you look at your goals, both your personal and your business goals, and you find yourself falling into the fixed mindset, snap yourself out of it and make a conscious decision to adopt the growth mindset. Approach any goal, any negative feedback, and any failure through the lens of a growth mindset. Okay, let's move on to tool number 2. As you look at your business and your personal goal, here's what I want you to do. I want you to give yourself permission to fail. That's right, I want you to go ahead and give yourself permission to fail. Now, that sounds very strange, doesn't it? How can permission to fail help you achieve more success? After all, I told you at the start of this session that I was going to give you tools to help you succeed. So, why am I telling you to give yourself permission to fail? Because there's a very interesting piece of research that shows this. There are some experiments conducted by French researchers, and it backs up the claim that giving yourself permission to fail actually improves performance. So, in one of the experiments, 111 sixth graders were given difficult problems to solve. Now, these are difficult math problems, at least for a sixth grader. So, some of the students here are told that learning could be challenging and that it's sometimes okay to fail. Now, the other group of students are not given that it's okay to fail talk. The results of the experiment were this. The group that had been told that it's okay to fail did better than the group which hadn't been given permission to fail. Why? Probably because the students who'd been given permission to fail felt less pressure to perform perfectly, and therefore they felt free to try out different problem-solving methods. And when one method didn't work, they just tried out another one. By giving yourself permission to fail, you receive the same benefits. You release yourself from the pressure to succeed immediately and are more likely to keep persevering when you do fail. Over the past 5 years that I've spent studying successful people, here's what I've realized. I've realized that successful people accept and embrace failure as a step towards success. They realize that the path to their dreams and to their goals is not going to be straight, that it's going to be full of obstacles and challenges and setbacks and backups, and that they're going to have to try out many different things and fail at many different things before they eventually achieve success. In her 2008 commencement address at Harvard University, J.K. Rowling, who is the author of the mega best-selling Harry Potter series, which, by the way, was rejected 12 times before it was published, said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." For Thomas Edison, the famous American inventor, failure was an essential step of innovation. On the topic of failure, he said, "Results? Why, man, I've gotten a lot of results. I know several thousand things that won't work." The reason Thomas Edison was able to persevere in the face of failure was that he'd given himself permission to fail. So whatever business or personal goal you're trying to achieve, whether it's starting a business, losing weight, or doubling your income, it's likely that you'll encounter some form of failure or rejection. Just like a young child falls hundreds of times when trying to ride a bicycle, it's likely that you too will fall in the pursuit of your goal. Have you given yourself permission to fail? Wow, those 15 minutes went by very quickly, didn't they? As you look at both your business and your personal goals, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, number one, have a growth mindset. Because research shows that people with a growth mindset are a lot more successful than people with a fixed mindset. How do you adopt a growth mindset? Very simple. Make a conscious decision to have a growth mindset. Having a growth mindset is a choice. And number two, I want you to give yourself permission to fail. As you look at both your personal and business goals, anticipate failure. Realize that you'll fail and encounter tons of rejections towards your goal and towards your dream. So give yourself permission to fail, because ironically, that makes it more likely that you'll succeed. Giving yourself permission to fail actually lessen some of the pain of failure because you've anticipated it. And because you've anticipated it, you're more prepared for it. And therefore, when you do fail or encounter rejection, you'll stay motivated and keep persevering until finally you do achieve that personal and business goal that you've set for yourself. I know that this has been a very short session and we've had to squeeze in some great material into a short amount of time. But if you'd like more tools and techniques on how to achieve more success both in your personal as well as your business life, then please visit me on akashkorea.com. Till then, live well, work hard, and have fun doing both.